What's going on, guys? T2RX6 here, back for another third-party review, and today we're taking a look at the Voodoo toy Salus, and this is a figure I really wanted to take a look at because with the release of the Masterpiece Ratchet, I saw this guy, and there's a lot of things I really like about him, so I wanted to check him out, and I'm thankful to Robert D, my co-host over at Shattered Cast Uncut, who sent him my way so I could check him out. Now this is his vehicle mode. You can see he's got all these little like bullet holes in him. He actually has four actually, sprues of these little filler pieces here, and tiny little instructions here, just kind of pointing out where those go. It's weird that they have like 2, 6, 1, 3. There's no numbers on these, so I don't know what these numbers correspond to. Anyway, Robert said let's fill these in on the review so you guys can see what that looks like. So I'm going to do that, and we'll be right back. Alright, so I'm working on these things, and I just wanted to let you know there is actually a number on them, so get out your glasses so you don't go blind and try to figure out what those say. I still can't tell what that is. Alright, so quite a bit of time later, I've got them in, and I want to say the payoff is not worth the expense. So they're so small to work with that if you don't get all the flash off, they have a hard time going in completely flush to make it almost invisible. And even when they're in really good, you still see them. The other problem is that they have to be installed a certain way. So when you mess up, you don't figure it out until it's already in there. So hopefully, when we're in the robot mode, I can figure a way to pop these things right back out. But I think there's just a pin there. And so I think that they're probably stuck like that virtually forever. Yeah, and it's not something like you try to go in as slow as you can to keep it from settling in there basically and making sure you have it the right way, but honestly up until the end there's no way to know, and at this point like I can't pull these back out, so that's dumb. And then on top of it you still have more. I mean, what about this one? Or what about these two? I mean, you did 3/4 of, like, what about these? I mean, why didn't you fill them all in if that's what you're gonna do? Generally, I hate the extra pieces that come on sprues. They should be pre-cut, and they should be easy to install, and it should be, you know, obvious the direction that these go, and they're unfortunately not. It's very hard to read what they say, and they're very hard to handle. That aside, the ambulance mode looks pretty darn good. Let me put this back together. He got a little kerfuffled in the trying to remove the pins or hole covers. Anyway, he looks pretty good in his van mode. It's definitely an ambulance. It looks like the Nissan Vanette that Ratchet was. I can't seem to get these bumpers to kind of sit all the way closed like that. So he's kind of got a little teeth going on here. But it's not bad. It looks good. Here is the Masterpiece Ratchet just for comparison. There's things I like about both of them better. For instance, I think the front end of this is way more cartoon than the front end of this. I like the wheels of the official one better than the wheels here, and I like how the bottom cleans up on the official versus the unofficial here. I do like the placement of the light bar on this one over this, even though that is accurate. And I do like the colors of the windows because, you know, some people love this. It was cute on Ironhide where you could just kind of see it, but it's obnoxious on Ratchet to me. I hate it. So these windows are just much better in my opinion. So let's bring out an MP car. Here is exhaust, the Lancia mold, and you can see it looks just fine there. I think that scales well. And there's one thing that I haven't done for a while that I know everybody likes to know. Here's the trailer test. And unfortunately, because of the light bar on here, he does not pass the trailer test. You can actually get him in this way, and it might be hard to see. That top is most definitely scraping against the top of Convoy's trailer here, Optimus Prime's trailer here. I mean, I can flip it upside down and he's not really coming out easy. So yeah, he does not work in the trailer, which is a bummer. So to get our Voodoo toys here transformed, we want to kind of start by taking these back panels and opening them on up. We can take these and flip them in on each side here. Then we can just kind of work everything apart. He's kind of like one big, he really is a big puzzle, basically. There we go. Got all these panels apart here. And once we have that, we should be able to bring his whole bottom mess down, I guess you could call it. We're just going to split his legs here. And you got this going on. You kind of see the skeleton of his foot here. You want to turn this on around and turn this piece around to make his foot. And we can also, while we're at it, flip that down just like that to finish his foot. So once again, extend out the skeleton of his foot, bring it around, bring this around, bring the exhaust pipe through and all the way down, just like so. And we got Ratchet's feet for the most part, minus all the panels. So now we're going to take this piece here, we can fold this down, which is stiff, and we want to open this up before we go all the way down. And just bring that down. You're going to see that makes his thigh, or his shin, I guess, not really his thigh. His thigh is a little higher than that. Up. And I always forget, I start going down, and you do have to open that before you can get any more past that. So just like that. And now it's the legs turn, and the legs can be a little bit, or the rear panel of the legs, I should say, can be a little bit on the confusing side. So you can see you have the spot here where this is going to kind of come down. So you want to take these and bring them down here and plug them on in to complete that. This is going to fold over the back, but before we do that, we want to take this assembly and you want to spin it down and then around like this. And then once it's like that, you kind of want to bring this down like so. I know that was probably confusing to try to follow. But it's really a bunch of getting everything kind of so it's the door is facing this way. You also want to take this mirror or window and fold it back so it can fold in on itself here. I forgot before you fold this down. And it should fit in just kind of like that. So let's see if we can do that again with a little bit better clarity on instructions. So we can take this piece here, bring it down, and it's going to plug into the thigh piece just like this, or the shin piece just like that to fill it out. Take this, rotate it, which is on a real stiff pin on this side, back like this. Take this window, fold it in and fold it down. Now that we have that here, we want to basically, while it's like this, we want to figure out how we can get this panel to rotate so it goes, come on you, down. And this panel is one that I'm not super excited about. Let's see if we do it this way. Maybe we can get this out of the way a little easier. You have to get this piece here to clear all the back stuff and then go down. There we go. Now we can kind of clean this up. And that's probably the hardest part about this thing, in my opinion, is getting this panel in place. Mostly because these pins are real tight. But once you have it, you can fold that in. And you can see here, we got 2 feet for Ratchet to stand on. Okay, so now that we got to the top, I think now's a good time to point out, because this is like the 4th time I'm doing it, how worthless these instructions are. Some of the pictures, parts are missing from. I mean, part of the truck is gone in this picture. What happened to it, you know? And they're so small, like, could you not have afforded any other piece of paper than this? So, yeah, this is kind of where things I guess, and the instructions get a little confusing. Hopefully we can get through it. So we start by bringing these on down just like that. Actually, you can bring the whole arm, and you can split them just like so. Now, I found you can kind of disconnect the top here just a little, and in the process, you want to get these black pieces past these white pieces that are in the way. And then right by the window, there's another tab right in there that was completely unnecessary. When you get that, that's going to let this fold up like so. And we'll do that to the other side. Make sure we get past this. If you can't figure out why it's not moving, it's probably stuck on that or this tab here. And you got this. So now that you have that, we can actually take these arms and bring these all the way to the side, and this backpack piece kind of just goes in the backpack. We'll go ahead and bring up Ratchet's head now while we have it there, and we can kind of fold this all down and into place. So now we just gotta finish working with this backpack. We start by flipping this around, folding these on in. Then the next thing we do is take these wheels, and you want to flatten the inside hinge here out so the wheels kind of stick out like you stuck spacers on the ambulance, if that makes sense. So here's the regular one and there's the spacer. So we'll take that, we'll put that just like this, like so. Okay, so I'm finally seeing how this backpack is supposed to go. So once we have the wheels that are out like this, you got this little like tab on the window and there's this slot here. You want this central piece at the top, the hinge, to be just in the right position, like so, and that's gonna let it peg together like that, and then we can fold this up. And once you have that, it's going to fit in there fine. If you have this in any other position, that's not going to work. So that's what I've been doing wrong. I've been sitting here messing with it for like 20 minutes and I didn't notice that these weren't plugging in properly right here. Mostly because of this little hinge that's hard to manipulate. So there we go. Now we got that. Now we're back on track here. My apologies for that. I don't particularly like getting to a part in the video that I don't understand, but again, the instructions were pretty confusing. So once we have that, you can now take this whole thing and kind of fold it up like so, and then you just fold it up like so, and it looks like it should like peg in back here or something, but it doesn't. It just kind of sits on there, and you bring the head back down. I haven't found any way to really solidly make this peg in. It's got some ratcheted pieces inside here, but it still doesn't feel like it's quite right. Anyway, once we have that, we can bring the top of the ambulance back and open up the usual compartments and flip out his fist here. And there we go. We've got our Ratchet in his robot mode. And I gotta say, overall, it's a nice looking Ratchet, but there are definitely some things that I'm not a big fan of. So a lot of people like Ratchets. The problem with these Ratchets are they're too big of gaps, so it's like he can stand straight up and down like a G1 toy. We click one click out like that, he looks a little weird, so you do the other click and now he's at an A, and it just gets worse from there as you keep going. That said, does a great split though. So he's got good articulation, it's just that the gaps on these Ratchets are so big that they're hard to make useful. Let's talk a little bit about articulation too real quick. The arms have a ratcheted gear tooth here, which is nice. He's going to hold all his stuff, assuming that he doesn't end up eating away his gear over time. A ratcheted shoulder here. Bicep swivel, a ratcheted elbow. I mean, they didn't spare any expenses on the Ratchets, but once again, I mean, you got 1 straight, 2, 3, 4, and that's it. So, hope you like one of those 4 positions. It makes it a little unnatural, in my opinion. The hands, you got the, I didn't realize that he's got an individually jointed pointer finger, and then the 3 other are molded together, and then a ball jointed thumb. I'm not a big fan of that type of finger layout on especially these small of a toy. Yeah, but it works. It's fine, I guess. He also has this elbow down here, I forgot. So you can get a double jointed, plenty of range of motion. Is this one ratcheted? Yeah, this one is too. But this one's got smaller ratchets, so that's good. Head is... Whoa. I don't know why it does that. I just noticed that. Maybe that's to swap a face. Robert didn't send me any other faces if he has any, so... Didn't realize that. His head is on a ball joint here. He's a little limited, but you can always move this piece here to accommodate it. Don't like that. I don't like that at all. Waist, you do have a waist swivel. No ratchets or anything there, of course. Thighs, you saw, they go all the way to the side. Gotta say, the forward and back on these things. Well, the back is real limited by his crotch piece there, so no real backwards motion. And the forward motion, I guess, it looks like these will move out of the way a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, we can't bring that up anymore. The forward motion is not all that great either. It really starts feeling weird, and the ratchet is a bit too much, in my opinion, for this toy. Like, I wouldn't really work them too much forward and back without feeling like they're breaking. You do have an upper thigh swivel, the knee swivel, ratcheted knee, that's fine. Swivel ankle here, which can go back and forward being ratcheted. It's just a shame, like, he's got so many ratchets, but they're either too big or there's places he doesn't have any real range of motion on, so the ratchets, he's pretty much only going to stay in a couple positions, in my opinion. Which might be fine for you, because he is Ratchet. So, of course, we have to bring out the Masterpiece version here. And there are things to compare about these two. I will say, as accurate as the Masterpiece one has for legs, I like these ones better. I think they're a little more detailed. Though they do have problems kind of holding together. Yeah, like, it's in the hole there, but it just kind of falls back out. This one works better. This one's a little more loosey-goosey. I don't particularly like the head sculpt. It's not bad, but I definitely like the Masterpiece version better, personally. I love the chest here. I think this chest and this waist look better than that chest. He's definitely slimmer. This guy's been eating a little too much. The backs, though, I mean, this is kind of not very nice looking. And MP Ratchet definitely kind of looks nicer from the back. So it's kind of up to you which one you think is the better value here. I forgot to mention that he does come with guns. He comes with like the old school gun and another gun. One of these two guns, I believe, is not correct. Robert said he accidentally sent me the Diaclone gun. I'm not sure which one it is. I think it's this one is Diaclone, or it could be wrong. It might be this one because it was like the stealth mode. But you still get these two same guns, just that they match in color, and he holds them just fine, as you would expect. So for another quick size comparison, so you can see he's going to fit in just fine. There's Sideswipe and Optimus. He looks just fine, so does the MP. In fact, the MP is just a little bit taller than him. Alright, so let's get Ratchet here undone. We're going to start by undoing all that backpack work that we had trouble figuring out. Not forgetting these little flaps here. It's easy to do. We'll take these, open them up, open that, open this all the way, take the wheel, pop it on in properly. So fold it out, fold that out all the way. Just like so. Then we can take his head while this is still down, shove that back in there and disconnect the front of the van here with his arms down this side. Bring that up, and this is a good time to put the hands back inside the forearms, just like so. We can take these now, flip these to the side and bring these straight back, making sure you clear all this stuff. And you can peg this all together right down here, like so. You can leave that down for now. Now we get to what I think is the tough part. Leave this top piece up until you get this all kind of situated in the right position, and you'll know it's situated right when it sits kind of flush with the van like that. And it will take moving the front of the van in upwards to make that happen. Once you've got that, and then it's a matter of trying to get these little clear plastic pieces around. Make sure they clear these little pieces here. So we'll do that again on this side. Make sure that it clears on the side here. And sometimes you do have to flex the front of the van just a little. And you can see how it's stuck down here. Make sure that it clears past that. And then these should plug in together, and we should be able to plug that up like that and close that down. With that out of the way, we can now take this up and make sure that all this fits together. And if I haven't pointed it out, this is a different color than this. This is painted detail. I think it's clear plastic. I wish it was all just cast in clear plastic. So now we'll come down to the feet here. Let me drop this down here, and hopefully we can be quick because we're running out of time. We're gonna open this up, and then we'll take this piece here, and once again you want to get it swiveled around all the way, and basically we want this to fold in like so on ours, just like that, and you can slide this window back. Now that we have that in position, we can unpeg this from here, open that up, bring these all the way down and around. I don't really like how this is done. I feel like that's a potential break point. Spin this around, spin this around, spin this all the way around, and then you can collapse all this in just like so, and that's going to make it pretty apparent where everything needs to go. Fold this wheel down, and we'll do that to the other side. So bring this up, take this piece, disconnect it, and carefully on this tight pin rotate this all the way, and you want it to be like this because that's the molded piece that goes with the van here. We can now take this piece here, fold it all the way down like this, once again keeping in mind that it's stiff. Open up the window just like so, and then it's going to slide back. Now that we have that in place, you can take this whole thing, kind of bring it on up like so, because it's good to have these pieces free. Oops, forgot one piece. Fold this around just like so, fold this in, fold this around, collapse it in, and bring this piece all the way back down. So now you can kind of plug everything all back together down here, and we'll work on cleaning all this stuff up like that. Bring this piece on down here, make sure that we're clearing the sides on both sides here. And that's gonna get us everything we kind of need to have in position here. It's nice to keep it like butterflied open basically, but it's a little hard to do. Fold these pieces in, and then you can kind of collapse all this stuff up here. So fold this in, and if you didn't do it already, fold the wheel out. I did that without saying it on the other side. So then once you have that, it's just a matter of pretty much squeezing all the pegs back together on all sides here. Not too tough on any of the clear plastic. But there you go. There's our Voodoo Toys Ratchet back in his vehicle mode. Again, I'm not super thrilled with some of the ways that things feel a little panely. But overall, it's nice. It looks good in both modes. I think aesthetically it's nice. It depends. You may like this better than your MP. He is more challenging to transform, so if you are someone who likes to go back and forth, I think the MP is a better option. So this is T2RX6. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'll see you next time.